Let's revisit this experiment that we looked at in chapter 20. So in this experiment, we were interested in whether writing a message on the receipt might cause people to change the amount they tip. So we experimented with writing the weather looks good tomorrow, the weather looks bad tomorrow, or no message at all. And then we recorded the tip percentage that went with each of those receipts. So before we dive into this 2 sample t-test, let's do a little bit of review from chapter 9. So you're going to go through and fill out the experimental design, identify the factor levels, the response variable, etc. So this is on the first page of the notes. So what I'd love for you to do is to go ahead and pause the video and give this a try. All right, so hopefully you gave that a try. Let's go ahead and go through that and make sure we're kind of familiar with stuff as we prepare for the final exam. So this experiment started out with 60 patrons or participants. It was not a random sample, that wasn't stated anywhere in there. And then what they did was they took those 60 people and they randomly assigned them to one of 3 groups. So that means that each group had 20 patrons in it. And then the factor, the thing that we're testing or manipulating, is the message on the receipt. So one group would be assigned to the good weather, one group to the bad weather, and one group to the no message. So our factor here is the message that's written on the receipt, and then it has 3 levels: good, bad, and no message. And then our response variable here is going to be the tip percentage, and that's a quantitative variable that's measurable and has units. And then the last question that we're interested, or second to last question we're interested in, is which group is the control group? So the control group is the group that's just kind of the status quo, and that should be the group that has no message written on their receipt. And then our last question here is about the statistical inference. So the first part of statistical inference is, are we able to generalize our results to the population? So in this case, we can't, because we didn't have a random sample. So in order to generalize your results, you do have to have a random sample. And then it says, if we find a significant difference in the tip amount, does this design allow us to get cause and effect? The answer to that one is that yes, it does, because we've randomly assigned people into the treatment groups. So we will get cause and effect. We just can't generalize those results out to the population based on this experiment design.